evening. Tonight, I'm very happy to welcome Miss Tiffany Rothman, actress from the United States. Good evening, Tiffany. Thank you very much for accepting the live.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure.
Tiffany, tell me a little bit about your early teen childhood and how did you get interested into becoming an artist? Especially, I see that originally you like to dance as well, and you have Vietnamese origins as well.
Well, when I moved over here, I always wanted to be an actress, but I couldn't really think about doing it because of my language skill. I didn't understand it well, and I couldn't speak well, and so I took dance classes, and um, and I danced for a while, off and on. And then I think when my daughter was 6 years old, that's when I decided that's it. I give up. This is a calling. I'm going to start study acting. And I would take classes for like
Yes,
once a week.
yes,
Boy. Can
I
you
can
hear
hear.
me? Okay.
Yes, yes, I hear you very well. Yes.
And I start taking classes once a week, and then I start to study privately with my coach Lenore Harris, and I was still dancing and working and going for my doctorate and raising a family at the same time, and up to until a few years ago, like after 2018, I left my job as a school psychologist in New York City from public school system. And the day I left it was the happiest day of my life. And I started to try to do this full time and keep on dancing. This is like before the pandemic. And then during the pandemic, we moved out here to Los Angeles from New York over 2 years ago. And it's been wonderful.
Yes, big change because I visited New York and Los Angeles.
Yes.
It's like two different countries. Uh, but I want to ask you, how did you start to land your television roles and your film roles? Did you look for an agent? Did you try to? I mean, when I visit Los Angeles, everybody I met would like to become an actor, huh? Young people. So tell me, what did you do to start your career?
What I did is I auditioned for theater and in New York because I still had my daytime job at the time, and I joined Love Creek Company while I was doing my doctorate, believe it or not. And I get to perform with them. I even won an award from them. And I keep on studying with my coach. And I tried a lot of student films in New York City because they have more student film that wanted Asian women than others. And what happened was on 2019, a lovely young lady filmmaker, she's from USC, University of Southern California. She posed that she wants an Asian woman to play a grandmother around between the age of 50 or 60. And she posted on Facebook, she said, this is going to be tough. And when I saw that, I said, I'll do it. And I flew out here. I did it right before the pandemic. And during the pandemic, it went to 3 different film festivals. But before that, I even went out here. I took a course in LA or New York. And it seemed like LA might be a better fit for me. And I moved with my family out here. And then once I was out here, I still taking classes online, auditioning. I got into Blue Blood. And I got into all this small film like Dawn of Skate right after I got into Blue Blood. And it showed last Saturday in San Jose as a premiere. It's a short film that we probably going to try to raise funding to turn it into a series. And I was in last year. I was in Accidental Getaway Driver, and that film went to Sundance Festival, and it won Best Dramatic
Yes,
Directing. And it showed again in San Francisco last Friday. Before we went to Sundance Festival, we were celebrating it at a restaurant in LA, and I told the director, Sing Lee, I said, like, I think you're going to win Best Directing. And he laughed at me. He wouldn't believe it. And he won. He ended up winning.
Yes. Tell me, did your background in psychology influence your approach to acting or help
My,
it?
which, my background in
Did
psychology,
you?
yes,
Yes,
it does help.
yes, yes. How come? I mean, approaching
Get
characters,
to know the
researching
personality.
characters. Yes, yes, yes,
It's the personalities, you get into the personality. I guess it could say easier, but it's depend on the choice the actors made.
hmm And tell me, did your psychology study like can influence your choices in finding film roles or accepting proposals?
For finding film role, actors cannot be choosy.
Yeah.
I would apply, or my agents mentioned, and I would apply to the film role that might fit me, like someone around my age, maybe Asian woman or Vietnamese American.
Yes, yes, but tell me right now, I see um, Asian actors, are getting a lot of actors and actresses, especially Michelle Yeoh winning the Oscar a couple
Yes,
of weeks
yes,
ago. Uh,
yes.
Tell me,
It was well deserved.
I think I met her in Cannes Festival a few
Oh,
years ago, and as well her and Zing Ziyi, and at the time, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a very popular film around the world when I was in Cannes. But I want to ask you yourself as a Vietnamese Asian American, do you have like a dream character you would like to play, a woman, an Asian, uh, maybe from your heritage as well?
I do have a dream character. I want to do comedy, and believe it or not, I want to play a cougar. That was one of my dreams, and we'll see what happened.
Yes, yes, very good. And right now, tell me, did you shoot some projects and you're still waiting for the release? Uh, you can tell us about them.
Um, well, Accidental Getaway Driver, it came
Yes,
out already, but not
yeah,
really in the for the public. It came out for like as a premiere. It showed a couple times here once in LA and one in San Francisco, and that was after Sundance Festival. But I don't know what happened to it yet. I mean, hopefully it will go to somewhere like Netflix, Amazon. And there's
yes,
other project. There's other project. I did something called Anxious. That's like another feature film, and hopefully
yes,
it's in production now. And hopefully that will go to Sundance Film Festival as well because it's pretty interesting. And then I also did another short film equivalent to Dawn of Escape. This one called Dancing in a Forbidden World, where I get to play Madame Wu. So hopefully it will come out pretty soon, and we should be able to raise funding to turn it into a series. And
yes,
maybe we can roll the filmmaker can roll in my character as a cougar in the future.
yes. Um, Tell me, Tiffany, right now, I want to ask you, I didn't prepare this question, but being an actress and psychologist and having MBA and you are finishing PhD, general question, it doesn't refers to any nationality, but uh, it refers to the acting. I want to ask why certain actors, male or female, can fall into depression.
Why the actor, male and female, can fall into depressions?
Yes, after a successful career, they can get
Well,
depressed. They so, and
this
especially
is a
I noticed
very
in my country a lot of comedians as well who there are a lot of comedians who does like theater for 20, 30 years, and then you can notice that they are not very much conversational. When I get to meet them for interviews, they don't like to to meet people. They like to be alone. Tell me about this condition. What do you think the reasons, and how can people working in the entertainment industry overcome this?
Oh, this is a very, very difficult business.
Yes.
Only 2% make it. I mean,
Yes.
I'm surprised if they don't get depressed. Like, most people in this business are emotional. They're highly emotional. They're very
Yes.
emotional people. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
only way
Mm-hmm.
they can do their character. And you
Yes.
know, things would happen, but there's no future, and the business is not stable. So it's
Yes.
very, very easy to fall into the category you can call it depression, but maybe it's just sadness and worry and anxious more than depressions.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And you was also saying that why most of the actors, they want to isolate themselves. They don't go out and mingle and socialize with the rest of the
Yes.
world like everyone else's. Well, because
Yes.
it's very, very difficult, because when you said you're an actress and they people or actor, people don't seem to understand. They say like, what have you been doing? And they expect you like, they say like, how much you get paid? Are you wealthy because you're an actor? They ask the kind of question that's completely off the wall, and some of them can be very,
Yes.
very highly insensitive, and it's like
Yeah.
completely, what you call them, removed from reality of what an actor supposed to be.
Yes.
As well,
Yeah.
probably film director, writer, and producer, and singer too, I'm sure. But because they're not like how you call them. They're not very understanding when it comes to this business, and they're not in it,
Yes. Yes. But
and they think it's easy. They
no,
think
it's not
being
easy.
an actor is very easy. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to study or whatsoever. You just walk into a film and do it, and should get paid a lot
Yes.
of money. That's how most people would think.
Yes. Yes. And I know there are a lot of directors. I read about them in the history of cinema and producers and head of studios are very, very demanding. And I
Yeah.
think you can do, I I don't think there are directors like now, like Stanley Kubrick, who used to
Yeah.
demand hundreds of takes, from actors like Jack Nicholson or Tom Cruise and I do a shot and stuff like that. But I want to ask you, right now you have a successful career as a psychologist and
No,
as
I'm
well
no
as a
longer a school psychologist. I'm no longer a school psychologist. That's
yes,
it's past
actor.
tense.
But I want
Yeah.
to ask you about like a personal advice you can give to people who would like to venture like you into acting, and they are thinking as well like yourself of changing career. What can you tell them?
Well, I worked for the city, and I retired with the pensions, and I'm still having another part-time job out here because I like it. Part of me, I was a school psychologist. I like to work with disabled people. I can't help that, and I have a part-time job working with disabled adults and loving it. So that's where my thought come from. And when it comes to acting, you might have to be realistic. You have to have money in order to be in this business. You have to take acting classes. You have to have your headshots. You have to advertise yourself, and it's not easy. It's a lot of sacrifice, but also very rewarding. I would not change it.
Great, great. Uh, Tiffany, I want to thank you very much for this live interview. I wish you all the
Thank you
best
for having me.
in your very great pleasure working with you, and
Likewise.
and I wish you all the best in your upcoming role. Look forward to see you on television and on the cinema screen and across the digital platforms right now.
Thank you so, so much. You have a
Thank you,
wonderful
Tiffany.
evening.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much. Take care. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.